Why discipline is actually freedom. It kind of sounds like the opposite. Discipline shouldn't be freedom. Discipline is tying yourself to certain actions that you will do frequently in order to reach a goal, in order to move towards where you want to go. And it's easy to think of that as stifling or stunting what you would maybe want to do or what might come up in a day. Being invited out somewhere, going to a party, going day drinking with your mates, whatever's fun, whatever's going to be a good time, whatever opportunities come your way. It makes sense why discipline can be seen as the opposite of freedom. Because you're locking yourself into something. You're locking yourself into something that can be a good thing, but it takes you away from other things also. Growing up, I had discipline over a few things. One was playing basketball every day for a minimum 30 to an hour a day. I was trying to get better. That was my first love. I just wanted to do it all the time. I wanted to get good. So every day it was basketball. There's obviously discipline around, the things, moral things in your life, your values and ethics. So it's that moral discipline, values and ethics, those sorts of things. So your integrity is kind of moral discipline, if that makes sense. I'm not really counting that aspect of things. I'm counting towards what you're actually disciplined in outside of that. I wasn't very disciplined in school. I know that I just wanted to get a C, get through it. I was happy with that. I was happy with doing the bare minimum to get through whatever was going on. But discipline can look like a lot of different things. Discipline can be you going to bed with a clean kitchen every night, regardless of what happens, regardless of when the dinner party finishes. It's, I need to go to bed with this done. I need to do this before the next thing happens. It could be that, or it could be time sensitive. It could be something that you do every day at this particular time. You do a drum practice, for example. That was the other thing I did. I used to play the drums, and I used to do minimum 30 minutes every day. However, that one, I just really stuck to 30 minutes. I liked the drums, but I didn't love it like I did basketball. Basketball, I could blow through it and blow through the time and just play it all day. Drums, I did enjoy it. I do love the drums, but I didn't like it as much. It wasn't as much of a passion for me. But it's something that I did. It's something that I saw the benefit of. I noticed that I was getting better the more I did it, obviously, because I'm making time to get better. I'm pushing towards that. And ultimately, discipline is that opportunity to grow in something. But with that growth, it does require sacrifice. And sacrifice is an easy word to find when I look for the appropriate term. However, sacrifice also sounds like you're losing something, that it's costing you something in order to achieve or to do or to practice. And technically that's true, but what is it costing you? What are the things you miss out on? Spontaneity. You may not be able to do the things as spontaneously as you'd like to do. Somebody invites you out, you can't just drop everything and go. You've got something else you need to do first. You said you'd become a better writer, you do 300 words a day, you haven't done it yet, a friend asks you out for dinner, maybe you can push the booking further back by an hour, maybe something like that, or maybe you've got to make the time to do it later, or maybe you've just got to do dinner another time. It's up to you, but if it's something you want to grow in, it's that discipline, and you may have to sacrifice something. Some of these sacrifices aren't big. They're just things that are fun short term. Going to a party is great. Going out for drinks is great. I know I like to go and have a few beers with some mates or do something like that. It's good fun. But the thing is, if we don't ever have discipline, if we don't ever put time aside for our goals or the things that really matter to us that we really want to work towards, and they're so easily compromised for these short-term dopamine hits or these things that are great and fun, but unfortunately they clash or they're just going to not work that day. If we always sacrifice or get rid of the thing that means the most, then our discipline takes hits, because there is a difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation versus discipline. If you're highly motivated, it makes life pretty easy because your feelings and your emotions are in line with what you want to be disciplined at, what you want to work towards, your goals. It's in line, it's in turn, it's in step. But motivation is feelings and surges and momentum. And it makes things easier, but they're surges. They come up and they go down. If you can stay motivated all the time, that is a superpower, and you will be awesome at a bunch of different things if you just channel that. If you're like the rest of us, discipline has to come in. Motivation goes to sleep, but discipline doesn't. Motivation has to have a break, has to get its breath, has to take a day off. Discipline is literally an alarm clock. It's up, it's that time again, got to do it. It's a part of your day. Being more disciplined is making it a part of your day, making the things that you love a part of your day, or the things that you want to get better at. Make them a part of your day. Make them like brushing your teeth, going for a walk, or making your bed, or whatever. Make it a part of your day. That's the great thing about discipline. If you do it and you're just consistent with it, you end up stacking wins and goals and growth, and you may not even realize because you're doing it so consistently and you're just incrementally getting better at something or increasing your capacity for something. And you end up trusting yourself more. You grow trust within yourself because you're going to keep your word and you're going to keep going, even on the days that you don't feel like it. Because there'll be days consistently, or a lot, where you won't feel like doing it. You're like, I couldn't be asked to do it. But this is it. This is too important. So motivation is really just a bonus, whereas discipline is the backbone. That's the backbone of getting where you want to go, moving towards where you want to move to, and doing the things that you want to do in your life. Motivation will do it when it feels like it, and discipline means that you'll do it regardless. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of what's going on, you'll get it done. The reason why discipline actually means freedom, and why it actually does make sense, is kind of simple when you break it down. Yes, there is the trade-off of I won't be as spontaneous sometimes, or I'll have to be more planned in order to do this. If I know that something's coming up and there's a little party thing happening, maybe depending on what I'm practicing and being disciplined in, maybe I can do it at the front of the day instead of at that time of day. That's fine. Maybe it will clash and I have to make some sacrifices sometimes. But the reason why discipline actually means freedom is the fact that you get to do more of the things you love in a day. You get to stack the wins, you get to grow your confidence, you get to grow your trust within yourself, your ability in those things that you're practicing and you're wanting to practice and to grow in. With discipline, you ultimately get to do more of the things that you love in a day because you've had time aside for that. So if you love to practice basketball, you can book that in every day. If you love to have a coffee and read a book first thing in the morning, you get to do that every day. If you love to go for a walk with a friend, you can put that as part of your day. And that's what you do. And if you make that a part of your day, you look back in your day and you go, oh, I've done the same thing for 5 days, but it's kind of awesome. I've done all the things that I really wanted to do. I've done a lot of them. I've done 70, 80% of them. So ultimately, if you use discipline for you, you ultimately get to do more of the things that you love every day. And that's what's important. So with that, what do you want to put as part of your day? What do you want to make part of your day as often as possible and to grow towards? What do you want to be disciplined in? What are the things that are on your bucket list to achieve, to work towards? Do you need to save for an Italy trip? Put money aside. Be disciplined with that. Yes, it's sacrifice in the short term, long-term gain. You get to actually do the thing you want to do. And it doesn't mean that you're sacrificing something that might even be that important to you. Maybe you don't want to spend an extra $200 a fortnight on just stuff. So maybe it's not a sacrifice, but it's just being wise with your money and you're putting it to the side. Maybe it's not going out day drinking on a Saturday and then being a total write-off of Sunday. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's going and having a beer or two, calling it, still doing the things that you want to do, getting a good night's sleep, and then doing the activity you had planned on Sunday. Maybe it's that. But it'll look like different things for different people. But ultimately, use discipline to best feed your life. Use discipline to best bring out the value in your life. Use discipline to increase the value in what you're going for. If you've got bigger goals, you've got to be disciplined. You've got to study. You've got to work towards it. You've got to get some sleep. You've got to put yourself in front of the right people. Even when you don't want to, even when the motivation is not there, discipline will do that. So I encourage you to use discipline to create the freedom that you're wanting. Use discipline to move you towards where you want to go. Come up with something that works for your schedule, something that you're not going to work as uphill on, something that you can incorporate. Incorporate discipline into your life, and you will have more of the great things of your life. Now, a disclaimer, it doesn't have to be 100 or nothing. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Discipline can be your default. And I think that's probably the best balance that we can be. Is like, what's my default? If I'm left to my devices, if I'm left on my own, the things that I want to be disciplined in are there. They're in place, they're in check. But if our default is, you just say the word and I'll bail on what I actually needed to do, that's not a healthy default, because ultimately it's fun, but we're not going to work towards the things that really matter to us. And that's not a great trade-off, but the fun is awesome. So maybe the default is 95% of the time, 6 days a week, 5 days a week, this is what I do. This is my norm. Sorry, there's a bug around my head. This is my norm. But 1 or 2 days a week, I'm open to something else happening, or I've booked in something completely different. Whatever it's going to work like for you, whatever it's going to look like for you. If that's what it is, if that's what the balance works for you, then great. Maybe you're just going to be all or nothing for 29 days out of 30 or 100 days straight, or just consistently, and that's what you enjoy. And you figured out another way to see friends or to do other things. It all is fine. However, it's okay not to be all or nothing. It doesn't mean that you can't have any fun just because you're disciplined. Discipline only allows you to work towards your things, works towards your goals more easily. It allows you to work towards who you want to be, who you want to grow to be more easily, more manageably. How to achieve this? Come up with a clear plan. Come up with a clear plan and figure out where it's going to fit in your day realistically. You don't have to allow for every little 1% possible thing that may come your way. Yes, they may come up sometimes. What if I'm sick? I don't know, man. You'll be sick then, and maybe you can't do that thing. I get it. There's always a reason not to do something, but you don't always have to go for it. Yes, you will be sick sometimes. Yes, family will be in town from overseas. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the times that you can do it on a normal day, when you're feeling just normal, when your baseline is there. Another way, habit stacking. Now, this is clearly stolen from Atomic Habits, but I found it really, really, really helpful. What he spoke about was the fact that make it as easy as possible to do the things that you need to do, and make it as hard as possible to do the things that you shouldn't do or don't want to do. But one of the things to make it easier is to prep and to get it ready, to have your environment ready so that you can do things as easily as possible. If you need to practice guitar, put it on your couch if there's no one around. Put it on your couch so that when you walk past, you're like, that's right, I've got to do 30 minutes right now. I'm going to do another 30 minutes in the afternoon. Setting alarms is an easy one. The other thing you can do is stack it with multiple different things. A few years ago, I was trying to get a few different things done before my 9 to 5. So my 9 to 5, I'm a counselor. And I knew that at the time when I was working for this company, I had to get a couple of things done that I wanted to achieve before going. One of them was going to the gym, journaling, and a bit of Bible reading, because I was like, I feel better doing this. I really should practice that more because I'd like to get better at it, because I like to become more knowledgeable, and I just like how I feel when I'm doing it as well. So one of the things that helped me was obviously setting an alarm earlier in the morning before the kids are up. So I would set an alarm the night before. I would also have my shoes, socks, gym clothes, towel, bag, everything ready with it. I would also have my Bible out and my journal out. Now, this is all the stuff that I was wanting to get better at, and I was trying to stack it as much as possible. Whereas previously, I would set an alarm and I'd have my gym gear out. But now that I'm trying to get other things done as well, I was just stacking it all together. And I was like, that's right. I wake up, I read the Bible, I journal what I want to journal, I get changed, and I'm off. So one of the other things that I even did was I was intermittent fasting at the time. I would have a plunger there of coffee, and I would put the beans in the night before. And I know this is probably not great. I get it. I get that it's not going to be the freshest, etc. Ground beans in the coffee plunger, and I would have the kettle pre-filled so that first thing in the morning when I walk out to there, I click the kettle on. That's it. That boils, and then I'm going to have a coffee whilst getting my day started. That worked really well for me. And that's something that you can look at. What sort of habits can you stack to make it easier to be disciplined in your life? To make it easier to do the things that require discipline. So have a think today about what are the things that you want to be more disciplined in and how to achieve that. Don't see discipline as a burden, because it's not. It's actually going to help you achieve your goals. It's actually going to be something that you end up growing within yourself and your trust and your confidence within yourself because you're keeping promises to you. So don't see it as a burden. Don't see it as a sacrifice. You're actually just using it to get where you want to go. And you can still do the fun stuff. But you've also got to do the things that carry the most meaning for you as well. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get something out of it. I hope you're super disciplined and just kill it. And yeah, I'm still Grant. This is still High Struggling. I'm Dad. And if you need any help or you want to work together, hit me up. I'm going to be starting that community really soon. I will keep you posted on that. I've got an idea for 2 that I want to do, and it'll be a great way to connect and to help people. So all the best. I'll see you next time. See ya.